Hi, so today we're going to talk about transporting a couple of koi and some goldfish from my interior aquarium to my outside water feature. So the water quality for your koi or goldfish is super important. So it takes me about 2 weeks from start to finish to get the water right where I want it before I put in my fish. So on day one, the first thing I do is fill up this tank right here. This is about 60 gallons. I just use a regular garden hose. Alright, so this is my biofilter right here. It's got 12 bio balls inside and then 3 filters on top to keep the water clean. So I keep that submerged. So any water you get from a municipal system is going to have either chlorine and or chloramine in it. When you have your water circulating, like this water feature here, it takes about 1 day for all the chlorine to evaporate out. It takes about 3 days for all the chloramine to evaporate out. Now the basic difference between chlorine and chloramine is a combination of chlorine with the ammonia in it. And all that stuff is terrible for your fish. So the first day the water is added and the filter's turned on, and I let this all circulate for about 7 days. On the 7th day, that's when I add my plants. I've got a water hyacinth and a water lily here. About the 10th or 11th day, I'll take 20% of this water out, which is about 15 gallons, and then I'll add 15 gallons from my actual aquarium. So that I'm putting in the actual fish bacteria that they have and that they produce within this tank here. And then I'll let everything circulate for 3 extra days, and that's about my 14 day of having this water circulate and creating a great ecosystem so the fish can be very healthy. And also important for your water is the temperature. Now koi and goldfish are extremely hardy fish. Kois can actually live in about 39 degrees of water and below, and the goldfish are good to about 40 to 50 degrees. So my water temperature right now, it's about 65 degrees, which is perfect for them. Now this particular water feature is only about 18 inches deep. I live in New England where we have very harsh winters, so about October I have to bring my fish back inside because this will actually all freeze up from the top to the bottom and kill the fish. Ideally in the future, I like to dig up maybe a 3 to 4 foot pond. If you have a 3 to 4 foot pond, the fish will actually hibernate at the very bottom of the pond and you won't even have to bring them in. Okay, so everything's been circulating for about 2 weeks. We should have a great ecosystem, plenty of beneficial bacteria, elements and nutrients for the fish. So now's the fun part. Let's go get the fish and put them in their summer home. So in this tank I have a couple of koi, I have common goldfish, a couple of comets, and a fantail. They're in the back. So all 6 of those guys are going to be transported into the outdoor water feature. So the first thing I want to do is fill up a 5-gallon bucket about 3/4 of the way up with the fish's actual aquarium water. I use a manual hand siphon and always make sure that the bucket you're draining into is much lower than the aquarium water itself. And then to stop the siphon, all you need to do is lift up the intake from the water itself, give it a few seconds for all the water to drain into the bucket, and then you're all set. Now trying to catch fish is always a precarious situation. The trick is to use a large enough net, try to get them to the front of the tank, and put the front of the net up against the glass, and then try to slide the net all the way up the glass with it at an angle so the fish can't swim out. It takes practice. But be patient with this. You don't want to harm the fish or their fins. Again, it just takes a lot of practice and patience. Now it's the same procedure from transplanting the fish from the bucket to the new water feature. Gently put the net into the bucket, slide the front of the net up against the bucket and slide up. Be careful, you might want to hold on to your fish a little bit and gently place them in their new home. As with any other project in or around the house, you should always allow your kids to take part. It builds character and they'll appreciate it when they get older. And it's absolutely okay to add that residual tank water into your new water feature. Again, that's where the fish came from, so the more beneficial bacteria in that water feature, the better for them and their prolonged health. So all the fish are in. They're a little scared right now because it's a whole brand new environment, so they're all at the bottom of the water feature right now, swimming around slowly. So the rule of thumb is about 1 inch of fish for every gallon. This particular water feature is 60 gallons, which in essence can give you 60 inches worth of fish. I still think that's way too much. So I only have about 6 to 8 fish in here, maybe about 25 to 30 inches of fish tops. And that's also important because it helps them feel safe, secure, and they'll keep growing large and healthy. So I still recommend feeding the fish twice a day. In time, they'll be able to eat the algae, the insects that fly in, the insect larvae, things of that nature, and they'll also start to eat some of the plants. But I like to keep them well-fed. Well-fed fish grow large and grow large fast. So that's it. Within a couple of days, they'll feel comfortable in their brand new home. They'll be swimming around and enjoying the new environment. So again, if you're into construction, home renovation, DIY projects, tool reviews, and general how-to, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.